To date, in this fiscal year, your land trust has conserved over 1,200 more acres of land, the quiet shoreline of streams and ponds, wetlands bustling with spring peepers, hardwood forests home to bear and bobcat. There are tiny wildflowers and magnificent trees, stone walls and rocky ledges, farmland. This year, UVLT staff and volunteers visited the more than 420 properties whose conservation has been entrusted to us. They documented boundary conditions and recorded landowner questions and concerns. Their field notes include signs of bear, moose, coyote, fox, observation of geologic features, farm activities, plant communities, birds of all sorts. The reports describe the diversity and vibrancy of the land UVLT has conserved. This, UVLT's 25th year, has been a year of accomplishment and also a time of thinking forward. What will the next generation of land conservation be? How will this work, the promise of our founders, stand up over time? We thought about the properties UVLT has conserved, what they mean and what they will mean. Each has not one but many stories, for the land we conserve sustains and inspires people, generation to generation, through change and challenge. People who care for the land are changed by the land. This is the heart of stewardship, taking the long view, finding our place in the wholeness of natural systems. In one of our early newsletters, UVLT co-founder Dana Meadows rearranged the adage, "Think globally, act locally." She wrote that local action comes first. It's where thinking is not abstract but derived from experience, where we can see and understand the challenges and consequences of our choices. "This is our scale of competence," she wrote, quoting from Aldo Leopold. In this time of climate change, escalating energy costs, concerns about food security and access to clean water, competency and engagement really matter. Land trust work, both the practice and the outcomes, opens up possibilities, enables a growing community of people to experience place, to practice stewardship, to act sustainably. I want to share two examples from our work this year. Last fall, a 17-person team of volunteers from Hypertherm spent a whole day in a cold rain removing glossy buckthorn from the stream corridor at UVLT's Gateway parcel in Norwich. It was a tough job as the buckthorn was thick and had crowded out virtually all other shrubs and trees. At the end of the day, the Hyper team had cleared 3/4 of an acre, about a third of the whole. This spring our staff found that area covered in wildflowers and young sugar maples. In a few weeks the Hyper team will return to have a go at the remainder. It is their goal to bring 50 people this time. This past winter, Nora and I met with colleagues at Ava and Vins to explore the interplay of land conservation, environmental education, and art. The result is Art in the Wild, a week-long summer camp teaching children to observe and respond to patterns, forms, and colors of nature. With faculty members from both Ava and Vins sharing art and environmental expertise, kids will explore woods, meadows, and wetlands while learning about plants and animals in their native habitats. This outdoor session will take place within walking distance of Ava on the Jackson Conservation Area in Lebanon, recently acquired and conserved by the city and UVLT. The younger program, for kids aged 6 through 9, was fully subscribed by early May. The next generation of UVLT's work will deepen and extend relationships, providing access to land for those who do not have it, offering people of all ages the opportunity to explore, play, learn, and find peace outdoors. We will own some key parcels of land, and we will involve the community broadly in caring for those places. Our projects and activities will bridge health, the arts, science, economy, resource conservation, community. With partners like the Farm to Plate Initiative and Valley Food Council, We'll focus on the land our region needs to grow its food. We'll conserve wetlands and aquifer recharge areas that supply abundant clean water. We'll collaborate with senior programs and school groups to support healthy habits of outdoor exercise. We're developing a new website, Upper Valley Storyscape, that will use social media tools to build a virtual community of people with personal stories about the Upper Valley and its natural resources. Modeled after Voices for the Lake, which is hosted by the Champlain Science Center, the site will collect and share writing, art, photos, and video, and provide a forum for many diverse voices of the Upper Valley to interact and learn from one another. The impacts of UVLT's work will ripple outward in the migration of monarch butterflies and songbirds, the range of large mammals, the flows of our rivers, the regeneration of floodplain forest, and in human lives too. For the Upper Valley is both a place on the planet and a place in our hearts. We're going to keep our focus clear on conserving land, and we're going to keep doing it as efficiently and proficiently as we possibly can. And that brings me back to the fuel that keeps UVLT humming, the important role of UVLT members like you. This year, your land trust has conserved more than 3 miles of public trails and a mile of Connecticut River shoreline, 3 town forest conservation parcels, 8 properties with public access, 64 acres of wetlands, 2.5 miles of streams, about 3 miles of scenic road frontage, 2 outdoor classroom natural areas, 240 acres of significant agricultural soil. We can do this because people like you invest annually in UVLT, providing 2/3 of the funding for our operation. So far this year, every $300 you contributed enabled an acre of conservation. We have 4 more conservation projects pending this year and $40,000 remaining to be raised before June 30th. Tonight's auction benefit is a key part of the strategy to close the gap. The role of local financial support is more important than it has ever been. State and federal budgets are under pressure, and private foundations are constrained as well. Nobody knows and loves this region like the people who live here. Your creativity, dedication, and generosity through annual contributions and legacy giving has already shown us the promise and the opportunity of land conservation. I know I speak for the whole staff and the Board of Trustees when I say it is an honor to be your partner in this mission, and we thank you very much.